So we are going to start painting our koi fish background. We're always going to paint around the fish, and then the fish will be next week, okay? So whenever you're painting with tempera like we're using, acrylics, oils, you always work back to front, and then watercolors, you're gonna work front to back, so it's just opposite. So the reason being is that, so if you do make an unwanted line or mark, it's gonna be cleaned up when we do the fish, okay? So you're gonna have the colors blue, green, yellow, and white to do the mixing for the background. And this is a mixing tray, and I have my brush and then my water and my sponge. So first thing I'm gonna do is kind of collect my colors. So I'm gonna have some green, blue. I'm gonna go into green. So I'm just kind of scooping out color here. Maybe a little bit of yellow. And I'm gonna wait, well, I'll grab a little bit of white here. Then I'm gonna mix. And this is the color kind of what I was looking for. You may not use all the colors. You may just have mostly blue and white, or green and blue, or green and yellow. But I'm kind of going for this kind of color as my base. Okay, if it's not dark enough or not blue enough, you just go back in, get a little bit more blue, and then mix it. And then I kind of turn my brush and kind of clean up around the edges a little bit so my paint stays in here. One thing I do want to say, when you're wanting to lighten a color, I would always start with the white and then add your color to it, because it's a lot easier to get the color you want that way. Okay, so I have my mixture ready, and then I'm going to paint. And I'm going to try to stay around my fish, but if I paint a little bit over something, I am not going to worry about that, because I can fix that when I do the actual painting of the fish. So I do like to kind of go around it. I'm not worried about getting onto the table. We're going to be eventually cleaning the tables anyways. And I'm just making sure I get like my overall color on here. And I can always mix more if I mix. And you know, you're never going to get the exact color, which I think for this project works, because it looks more like realistic water to have some imperfections. So I would do this over the whole thing, and then if I want some lighter areas, I can take a little bit of this white, and I'm just painting directly onto my paper, and it's mixing really nicely. Okay, I can use a little bit of yellow. Notice I always just get a little bit on my brush. If I had like a lily pad, I could certainly paint that on here too. I can have a little bit of blue streaks if I want to. And this can kind of show like some movement in the water, because my fish is going to be swimming around. So there's some action marks, if you will. Okay, so I would do that over the whole thing. The white gets pretty gross pretty fast, so notice when I grab color, I try to grab the colors from the outside, not from the inside, and leaving the inside as pure as possible for people that are painting with just white. And then you can always clean out your brush, and you just dip it in the water, and I'm just at the bottom of it, I'm just kind of going back and forth just to release the paint. There's a little bit on the handle, but that's okay. And then wipe it on the sponge. If I need to go back in there, you can do that, and then you can get a little more white in color and then continue mixing. Okay, so we're just focusing on the background. We're gonna focus on the fish next time when you guys come in here, and then place this on the drying rack when you're finished with it, so it can set and it'll be ready for us next time.